Here's another one of my long-term projects. This is a 1936 Chenard A. Walker Aigle wheat. Falcon 8, if you want. French car, Chenard A. Walker. Not known to many people, even the most French don't know it anymore. Typical French car, you see, it is, when you look at a Citroën, the gangster limousine, a lot of similarities. This one is, of course, much bigger, but it has a lifting tailgate in the back, not much boot space, but this was supposed to be driven with a chauffeur, you know, and then the lady was sitting in the back. So it's just four seats. Let's have a look at well, inside there isn't much going on. It's pretty empty here. Like I said, it's still in a restoration. Currently I'm working on the electrical system. So this is the dashboard with that's the speedo combination with, it has a 3-speed manual, and most interesting thing is the engine of this car. When you look at this is a French-built Ford flathead 8-cylinder, a V8. So this is a French flathead, that's what it's commonly called. And like I said, built 1936. The manufacturer of the engine actually was called Ford, a cooperation of Ford with a French manufacturer called Matisse, and they made a lot of cars, basically the same cars with little changes like the current American versions. Those were sold under the Ford name in France, and this is, I think they wanted to revive the Chenard A. Walker name, and they came up with this luxury car back in 1936. Not a lot of those were built. Today, including this one, 3 cars are known to exist. One is in the UK, another one supposedly in Belgium, in original state. Yeah, this one is under restoration, as you can see. I'm working for 5 years now on this project. Got everything re-chromed. The front and rear bumper actually was remade after the old ones, which were in a very bad condition. A company in Hungary did that. They also did all the re-chroming. They did a very good job. Yeah, engine runs, of course. This one has, I think, 90 horsepower. That's the small flathead Ford with 21 bolts, not the big one with 24 bolts. This is the 21 version. But yeah, all original carburetor, the generator, the radiator is the same. Yeah, and it's coupled to a Ford 3-speed. And I think the Ford, the gearbox is actually original Ford from the US. They were probably imported to France. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much known about the history of this car. This was owned by a gentleman living in the northern part of France, pretty close to the Belgian border. And he was the mayor of a little town in France. And well, 1936, 1939, we had a war going on, and what happened to that car during that period is not known. All is known is that in the 1950s, a collector from Belgium picked up the car from a scrapyard when he pretty much collected everything with a V8 in it, and they put it in storage for since the 1950s or so. And yeah, as I said, they put it in storage in the 1950s or 60s. The son doesn't know exactly. They are actually running an automotive museum in the south of Belgium, and they had about 500 cars in storage, believe it or not. And a couple of years ago, they made a big auction, and I think they sold about 250 cars. And this one is one of those. I picked it up from a car dealer in Poland, and they shipped it here to Germany, and now it's under restoration. Yeah, that's the history of the car. I got in touch with the original owner's family, but they are, so far, they are not really very interested. I don't know. I think the French don't care that much for cars like we Germans do. But it's an interesting vehicle nonetheless. And I think I will have it finished in another year's time or so. Like I said, the interior must be completely redone. And this is going to take a lot of time and, of course, a lot of money too. Yeah. When this is finished, I've poured so much money in the thing, it just isn't worth it. The restoration of a car like this is just not worth it anymore. But when you look at is it worth or not, it makes no sense anyway. Then you're not then this hobby is not the right one for you. You're not going to make any money with the restoration of classic cars, if you ask me. Only when you cheat, then you might make a little money. All right, so this pretty much sums it up, what we have in store here in our little hangar. There's another Jag, a 6-cylinder XJ6, which I've stored elsewhere. And I will show this car another time. So stay tuned and goodbye. Thanks for watching.